Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. My name's Hermione. Today I'm going to be sharing the bedroom project for the London flat renovation makeover series that I'm doing for my nan, and I actually got her involved in a couple of these little tasks today and that was really fun. It was nice to look back on. That being said, it was about a month or so ago now, and things have drastically changed since then. I don't want to completely gloss over what's going on because I know we're all going through it. So first of all, I hope you're all staying safe and you're all doing well. With that being said, I've been thinking about what to do on this channel, and I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos as a form of escapism over the last few weeks. So I think I just want to keep it business as usual over here and share with you more projects over the coming weeks that you can do from home if you're isolating. So with that being said, good vibes everyone. We'll get through it. But in the meantime, I wanted to share the bedroom makeover. So without further ado, let's jump in. The first thing I have to do is share with you what it looked like before. So this is the room before. As you can see, it's a big old white box with very little character. I have to work around the fact that there's a double bed and a single bed, which proved to be a bit of a problem, but we worked around it. So in today's video, I want to show you how I turned it from that space into something a lot more cozy, modern and livable. Let's jump into it. Good morning, welcome to the bedroom, and I'm gonna start today by painting an accent wall to make this room a little bit more interesting looking. I have a little bit of sticker residue on the wall, so I'm just gonna give it a quick sand to make sure it all comes off. We're all done. I've sanded, I've taped and prepped the wall so I can start painting. This is the paint I picked. It's called Zeitgeist by Craig and Rose. It's a really like chalkboardy kind of black color. The only problem is all of my large rollers are currently in use in all of the other rooms. And all I have left is this. I thought I had a spare, but apparently I don't. At least it's only one wall, right? Let's get to it. Ooh, I like it. So it's only 11:26 and it's really dark in here, so I'm gonna have to turn the light on. Oh, not even slightly better. There we go. Moving swiftly on, I needed to tackle the first biggest project of the day, which was the headboards, which I did at home. Here's how that went. So in my furniture stash tucked away at home, I had a double headboard and a single headboard. These came from a family member last year and I kind of tucked them away and didn't think about them. So I'm covering them up in this fabric that I picked up in a charity shop. You might have seen it in my charity shop haul from a few weeks or months ago. And it's really simple to do a headboard. I've done it a couple of times on this channel, but what you do is you take a very nice thick piece of fabric, these were originally curtains, and you pull it over the top of the headboard and staple it down in place. I recommend starting on the long sides, and then that way once you've done your first side you can do the bottom and pull it really tight so that you get a nice amount of tension in the fabric. With those two sides done, you can go on to the shorter sides and then staple those in place. Don't worry if the back doesn't look very good. These are going to be adhered to the wall so you won't see it. Just make sure that there's no extra lumps and bumps. With the corners, as you can see, I pulled the fabric together at a diagonal angle and then I folded it over and stapled it in place, cutting off any excess so that the back was as flat as possible. Once I was finished with the double headboard, I moved on to the single and did the exact same process once again. It was much easier on the small one, to be honest, but let's fast forward through this and then I'll show you what they look like. Okay, I finished them both. This is what they look like. And you might have seen me on camera struggling with the corners, but you want to make sure there's no folds on the corners so you don't have any lines like in the middle. Doesn't matter if the back of it looks like a crime scene, as long as you can't see from the edges, and the edges look really nice. So this one in particular looks good around the sides and horrible on the back. Make sure you keep any hardware free, so I'm going to trim this off and then I can hang them up. Ta-da! So we threw these in the car and took them up to London, and here you can see I'm measuring the placement of the fixtures on the back so that I can mark the exact place onto the wall that they're going to sit to make sure that they are the right width apart. And then I'm just using my drill to drill a few holes that I could then stick some wall plugs into and a few screws, and that's all there is to it. Just have to hang up the headboards and hope you put them in the right place. Look who's helping me today! We're going to replace or add some divans on the box. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
With the headboards up and the bed styled, I wanted to add just a little bit more softness to the room with a pair of curtains. Now, the sitting room and the bedroom have the same gorgeous window with some roller blinds, which you can't really see. I decided in the sitting room to make a feature of the window by not adding curtains, but in the bedroom I wanted to make it feel a lot more soft and cozy. So these curtains are purely decorative. They work, but they don't block out much of the light. That's what the blind is for. They were $17.99 from H&M. I love the pink colour and I love the way it just adds a little bit of something to the room. I styled the space with a few of the pieces that were already here, and I tried to be mindful not to put back as much clutter as there was before, but I felt like this little corner was missing something. So I decided to upcycle this old stool that I had to give it a makeover. So this is the difference between hand sanding and using the sander. As you can see, you get a lighter colour with the sander, but it hasn't gotten into all of these little grooves. I wonder if it's just because it's the legs, so they've been bashed around a lot more. I'm still gonna have to go in with the sandpaper, but this is making life easier. I think I've filmed enough. I'm gonna finish this up outside and get back to you. Okay, please excuse the mess of my desk, but here is what it's looking like. Do need to get those corners with the sandpaper, but you can see it's totally looking so much different. And once I've finished that, I'm going to use some Danish oil or Danish oil, whatever it's called, and coat this thing. done. There was only one thing left on this wall that was driving me absolutely insane. It's the sconce lights. I hate them. They just stick out like a sore thumb. So I wanted to be able to change them without having to spend a lot of money getting an electrician in. Remember, we're doing this whole series on a budget, so it had to be kept cheap and realistic, because who rents a space and gets an electrician to change the sconces? Not many people. I was very lucky because I popped into IKEA, and out of the corner of my eye, I spotted these kind of wire lampshades, and I was wondering if I could take them home and somehow attach them to the lights. You know what? They fit perfectly. I just slotted them on top, and it covered the lights enough so that you can still use them and see the light coming through, but it adds a much more modern aspect that also ties into the colour of the wall. So they're a little less in your face. We're on the home stretch now. One of the last things I wanted to add was some prints. Now, I ordered some really cool prints, but they didn't arrive in time to put them on the wall. And because I'm now stuck in self-isolation, ideally I wanted to go up to London and refilm the end shots. Now I can't. So luckily, very fortunately, I pulled something out of the bag, which was basically I ran to Oliver Bonus, searched through all of their wrapping paper, brought a few sheets home, and decided to put one in a frame and bung it on the wall for the time being to give the space a little bit of an extra pop of colour, which I did. I picked this tangerine print, which I thought was really cute, and excited to put the new prints up as soon as I can so I can bring this one home and put it in my house because it's very me. I guess in the long run, I'm fortunate that I did this so I can actually show you the video. I'm just a bit disappointed that the prints didn't arrive in time, and now due to current events, I can't show you what they look like just yet. But as soon as I can get back up there and put them on the wall, I will, and I'll show you what they look like and give you an update. Despite that little hiccup, I was able to use some of the bits that I had in the flat to style the space and just give it a little bit more of a sense of home. So here is the last of the styling. And that is it. So I suppose I should refresh your memory of what this space looked like at the beginning. If you remember, it looked like a big old white box. The beds were pretty hideous. The sconce lights on the wall, not my favourite. This is what it looks like now. It was definitely a challenge to work around having two beds, but it's very practical for the type of space that this is. So it was fun to see if I could find matching sheets and blankets and things like that, and to make the headboards. The black wall is definitely a bold statement, but I'm really glad that I made that decision because it turns out that Nan said she really liked it. I mean, she could be lying to me for all I know, but she said she liked it, so that's a win from me. So yeah, that's it. Like I said, I will update you with the prints and those tiny little changes that I want to make when the world goes back to normal. But I didn't want to sit on this footage and not finish it for another like potentially 4 months, who knows. As I said, it's gonna be business as usual on this channel, and I will do my best to bring you as much content as possible, especially stuff that you can do in your own home. Let's keep as much of YouTube as a little bit of a form of escapism for those who need it at the moment, because I know I do. Anyway, with all of that being said, happy hand washing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.